We're going to be warm next week, so I'm thrilled to death. I might actually be able to get out, take that camper someplace. Might actually be able to get out and enjoy it and get out the wave runner. Although that water is going to be cold. That's the only downside of the wave runner in the wintertime, even when it's 80 degrees outside, which seems like it'd be perfect weather for getting out on the water and getting that wave runner out. But the water is so cold this time of year. It's crazy cold. So all that splash and spray is really cold. It goes right through you. Kathleen, good morning. Carrie, good morning. Vicki, good morning. Good morning to everybody on Traveling Trade Adventures. Good to have you guys with us on YouTube. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Appreciate it tremendously. I guess we're just kind of in a holding pattern here, waiting for the news at 8 o'clock. If we're lucky, something will jump in there before then, but if not, we're just going to have to wait for the 9 o'clock news, or 8 o'clock news, rather. Invest in a wetsuit. Yeah, I've been thinking about that because I like to go snorkeling as well, and a wetsuit would be perfect. You sent a friend request on Facebook. Awesome, Jacob. Thank you. Yeah, feel free to send, if you want to send me a friend request on Facebook, don't hesitate. You're not interfering with my personal space or anything like that. There's a lot of Wolfpack members on my Facebook page, so you're more than welcome to. You just have to keep it family friendly. That's the only thing I ask. Any comments that you would make on my Facebook page, and keep them family friendly because my kids are there, my grandkids see stuff, and my mom. Well, it doesn't look like my VMAR is going to come down to where I want it to come down to. It's already back up to 249. I don't think it's going to come down. Nice BMW. Well, thank you. That's my little toy. Forrester, good morning. My VMAR. Doggone it. Trapper. Good deal. Glad to have you on Facebook. Boy, look at my VMAR. Doggone it. I should have grabbed those 242s, but I was being stubborn. Well, we've got 10 minutes. So we're going to have to hang out here for 10 minutes until those press releases come. EDSA trying to bump back up again. Yeah, that usually happens. It might still come back down to my 238. You never know. But my gut's telling me it's going to keep going up from here. It's going to get another big burst of that micro float run, and I'm going to miss it. But looks like 242 is about the bottom there. It looks like that's where it was finding support, was around 242. So 242 might have been a smart spot. I don't know. Yeah, with that micro float, it won't take much. One little influx of volume, and it could do it at it could do it at the 8 o'clock volume that comes in at 8 o'clock. That could be what bumps it up, but I'm going to stick to my guns and keep my buy at 238. Might be the worst decision I made all morning. Trent, good morning. We was talking about VMAR. It's a little micro float stock. They put out a press release that they got a couple of patents this morning, and it bumped up. It went from like $2.60 to about $3.11. So nothing dramatic, but it started to fall after that, and it fell quite drastically. Actually fell lower than it was before the news. So I was feeling like it was pretty oversold. And RSI was kind of agreeing with me that it was oversold or approaching that oversold area. And it's sitting way below VWAP. So I put in an order to get some at $2.38, thinking it might drop down there and pick me up, but I don't think it's going to. It's not looking like it. But it might still drop. But I think the 8 o'clock volume might push it up again, because it is a micro float, so it don't take much to punch it up. But it got really ugly really quick. And we did have a few people that made money on it this morning. But we'll see what happens. But if we're lucky, we'll get something else we can work with here at 8 o'clock, something that's got a fresh meat, if you will. Webull shows it at 241. Robinhood. Huh. Yeah, I've got the bid at 248 and the ask at 253 on E-Trade. It's crazy how those different platforms have different bids and different ask prices. It seems a little sketchy. Fourth quarter, a lot of fourth quarter financial reports coming out right now. All last week and all this week so far. My news feed has been overwhelmingly fourth quarter financials, which wouldn't be a bad thing, but these cheaper stocks don't move on financial reports the way the big boys do. You know, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, those stocks, when they have a good quarterly financial report, they move and can move really nicely on financials. But these cheaper stocks don't react to it the same. So most of the time, those fourth quarter earnings, second quarter, third quarter, whatever, they're basically treated like fluff news. They just don't get the reaction. Let's take a look at Kappa. Remember Kappa? Look at Kappa. Kappa had a press release this morning. Let's see, it's gone from 61 cents to 81. Nice climb off of that pullback. It spiked when the news first came out and then pulled down in a very ugly way and has recovered. It's gone right back up again. The other one that I was interested in, was ATAI. I'm going to pull that up right now. ATAI. And I think I may look at that. ATAI had the press release this morning. Positive top line data on a phase 2 clinical trial, and it really hasn't moved. There's no volume, only 88,000 shares on a positive phase 2 clinical trial, which is kind of surprising. It does have a really large float, but with that news, the volume should have, either in a very negative way or very positive way, there should have been some volume coming in on that press release, and there really hasn't been any, which I'm a little surprised at. Maybe 8 o'clock will change that. I've considered taking a stab at it here just before 8 to see if the 8 o'clock volume gives it a boost, but a little nervous about that because it's just not getting the volume. But I'm going to keep an eye on it because that is pretty good news. Kappa still pushing up. Now the news on Kappa this morning, this news came out at 7 o'clock this morning. If you were with us on Zoom, you would have had this. Kappa, KAPA, announces signing of a term sheet for a strategic asset acquisition of 2 clinical oncology assets from Sealine Therapeutics, or Sealine Therapeutics. And that came out at 7 o'clock. It's up about 31% so far. All right, let's see what 8 o'clock has got for us. Let's see what they've got in store. Zena, ZENA, initiates defense-focused quantum navigation system for GPS-denied drone operations. NDRA, liver device demonstrates high-level consistency in clinical studies. NTSK, Forescout and Netskope form a partnership for zero trust security. GAME, G-A-M-E. G-A-M-E. Game Square expands their partnership with Capcom to support global launch of Resident Evil Requiem. For all you Resident Evil game players. Fresh, F-R-S-H, announces a $400 million share repurchase program. F-R-S-H. Fourth quarter. Share repurchase. TRS announces increased repurchase authorization to $150 million. Just FYI, MGN Megan Holdings announces a $8 million follow-on public offering. 40 cents per share. Ooh. That should drop. Current price is $1.24. That might be a good short there. I don't know. RXT going up on financial report. Fourth quarter financials on RXT. Good old RXT. We made money on RXT not too long ago. VMAR's not going anywhere. CVU, which is CPI Aerostructures, they received a $4 million order from Embraer for engine inlet assemblies. That's on CVU. ALBT just popped up. Avalon Globocare. ALBT. We got some Finley James made 59 cents to 79 cents on that one. Nice. RXT now up 21%. ALBT still trying to push up. ALBT, the news there was GloboCare partners with AMD to supercharge AI. Presenting at a conference, earnings snapshot, launches site MCP. Share repurchase program. RXT is up 21%. ALBT was a Momo special. Scrolling down through here, some of these 8 o'clock press releases, I'm not seeing anything really moving on those press releases. HRTX, no volume. RXT is getting some decent volume, but the price is kind of stagnant. Not financials. RITM announcing a $10 million stock repurchase program. It also affects RPT. Let's see. ALBT still trying to push up a little bit. All right, let me go back here. VMAR's not moving. Looks like ALBT is getting the big push. It's up to 87. 88. It's up 74% on that press release. 75%. Has a small float too. It's got a 3.8 million public float, so it's got a really nice float. Up to 90 cents now. 93. Up 82%. Wonder if that'll get 100% on that news. RXT moving. Let's see. It's up 23%, 24%. So, yeah. Moving up on financials, fourth quarter financials. Explain VWAP. That is value weighted average price. It's a mathematical calculation to tell you what the average price people have paid for that stock. I guess that's probably the easiest way to describe it. If you buy 100 shares at $1 and you buy 100 shares at $2, the average price is $1.50 because you bought an equal amount of shares at both prices, so your average is in the middle. Well, if you bought 20 shares at $1 and 80 shares at $2, your average isn't in the middle anymore because you bought more at $2. So your average is going to be up a lot higher. Well, what VWAP does, that calculation, it figures up all the shares that are bought, whether it's 100, 500, 1,000, 2,000, at all the different prices, and then does the calculation and makes an average. And so as the price goes up, you'll see VWAP starting to crawl up with it. Look at that. $1.07. We're up 112%. Holy cow. 125%, 140%, 150%. Yeehaw. Oh my gosh. You know what that means? We got to switch hats. Holy cow. Wow. 150%. On a Momo special. ALBT. My goodness. iPhone got it from 82 cents to $1.20. Nice trade. Anybody else? Anybody else make a really nice little trade on that one? And then let's take a look at RXT. You guys watching RXT as well? David, 88 to 115. Nice trade, David. Mark, 79 to 125. Brian's in RXT. 161. Look at that thing go, baby. 184. It's only up 36% too. You look at the chart on a 1 minute chart and you think, man, that's got to be higher than 34%. 37%. The market's liking that financial report, evidently. ALBT 64. 75% out at 110. Nicely done, Kevin. Nice trade. ALBT back up 130%. Can we go over 150? RXT doesn't look like it's done yet. How fun. Go Wolfpack, go. Anybody else in RXT? Anybody take the jump? Should have been able to grab a good 15% off of that pretty easily. Or just a standard 10%. Go Wolfpack, go. PLRZ. PLRZ. It's a micro float. Announces successful study of naloxone, a formulation demonstrating enhanced nasal deposition profile versus a commercial reference product. Seems a bit fluffy, but it is a micro float, so you might want to at least put it on your watch. Keep your eyes on RXT. Now we're starting to pull back here, so manage your position. Even if you sell, 25% of your position or half of your position, lock it in. If it goes back up again, you still have some shares to play with. But if it continues to drop, you can get rid of the other half before it comes back down to where you bought in at. And either way, you're green. It's a safe play that way. Made $70 on ALBT, paid for my golf. There you go. Paid for your golf trip today. Can't beat that. Nick, good morning. Let's see where CureX, nah, it's not doing anything. EDSA, not doing anything. HCTI getting pulled down pretty hard. VMARF still floating down there in that 245 area. Still hasn't dropped far enough to pick me up. All right, we're still pulling down here on RXT. Manage your position. Be strategic about it. 164 to 181. Nicely done. Brian sold half at 182. Vicky, good morning. Going to be a great day. Anytime I get to put this hat on, that means we're having an okay day. We put the hat on anytime we get 100% runner on a press release. Just being goofy, I guess. RXT just about down here to VWAP. Let's see if it bounces off of VWAP. Steve, 155 to 185 on RXT. Good job. 80 to 124 on ALBT. Beautifully done. Hollywood, about the only indicators I use is VWAP, RSI, and volume. Volume is an indicator. That's about the only three I use. In my humble opinion, again, just my own personal humble opinion, using more than three indicators gets too confusing. and you start getting mixed signals. And then once you're getting mixed signals, you start seeing what you want to see. You might have one indicator or two that are telling you, it's not a good spot here, but you might have one or two other indicators that are telling you it's a good place, and you're going to see what you want to see. You're going to read them. You're going to be very biased because you want to see something positive. So I don't think it's a good idea to use more than 3 indicators at one time, but that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. And it's a matter of finding those 3 that you find that work the best for you. And that just comes from practice, years of practice and learning how to read them and go back and back test what's going on with RSI or MACD or whatever the indicator you want to get familiar with, and see if the signals that it's giving is matching what you think it ought to do. Test it a little bit. That just comes from practice. But those are the 3 I like because they're clean, they're very simple, they're right there in your face. Now, I used to use moving averages. Nothing wrong with moving averages. A lot of people use moving averages. A lot of people, and they love them. And I don't mind using them. I just don't find them, for me personally, as helpful as what I'm using. 160 to 180 for James. Good job. 71 to 122 for Jason. Brian, that is correct. You get in, you get a good entry, it goes way up, you sell half your position and lock in that profit, that's yours. Now, if it starts to drop back down, even, and to your point, even if it drops all the way back down to where you started and you sell that other half, you still made a great trade. You just did it on half as many shares, but you still have an amazing trade in the books. That's why scaling out is not a bad idea. It's not a horrible idea to scale out. As the price is going up, sell off as it's going up. You're going to be guaranteed to lock in some money that way, rather than hold the whole bunch of it all the way up and hold it all the way back down again. That was a waste of time. Jason, we'll see you in the morning. Yeah, and most of the indicators are what they call lagging indicators, like moving averages, as an example. Those are lagging indicators. What they do is take a mathematical formulation and they show you right now what the stock has done in the past. So it takes all the averages and all the mathematical equations from what the stock has done in the past, how it's performed in the past, and given you a current, okay, based on what it's done in the past, this is where we're at right now. So, using that, what you're assuming is that the stock is going to act right now the way it did 2 weeks ago at the same time with the same information. You're assuming it's going to respond exactly the same way. And that's where that indicator is helpful. Hey, it responded this way 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, based on my indicators. So I'm going to assume that's how it's going to react now. I don't find that to always be the case because every day is different. Every group of traders trading it are different. Their mindsets are different. How long they hold, how long how quickly they sell. It's always different every single day. News can affect. I've said this many, many times. You can do all the due diligence you want on a stock and look at every indicator you can possibly find, do all your research, look at the fundamentals of the company, do everything right. And everything you're looking at is telling you that that stock is going to go up in price or should. And so you bet on that and you get your entry. You think, okay, this is going to be a good swing play based on everything all the research I've done. This thing should continue to climb and continue that momentum up. And so you take the gamble and you take the trade. 20 minutes later, the company puts out a press release that they're going to do an offering. And it plummets. All that technical research that you did on that stock is absolutely worthless with one press release. One press release changes everything. All the technical analysis goes out the window with one press release. That's why I trade on press releases. I don't worry about MACD and all those indicators are great. And some people love them. They swear by them. They make a living off of them. They're good. I'm not saying they're not good. But I have found that all those things go out the window with one press release. So I find trading on press releases is a little bit more reliable. You betcha. VMAR. Let's see. 238. Now let's see. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how my 238 on VMAR. You got 237? Oh my God. Moving average, Hollywood. Moving average. If you do a Google search or look at Investopedia, they got a great website for that. Investopedia. Go to their search bar and type in what does moving average or how is moving average calculated? And the math will make your brain spin. Unless you're a math genius, the math will confound you completely. You'll be looking at the formula going, I have no idea what that's all about. But they give a really good explanation of, in layman's terms, what it is, how it's used, what it means. But the formulation of how it's figured is crazy, just crazy. Yes, already wearing a hat this morning. ALBT gave us 150%. I can't believe you guys got 237 on VMAR. Oh, shoot. 237. What's it back up to now? About 243. Oh gosh. Make it a quick trade. You look at the action on this stock now. Take a real close look at it. Look at what it's done. It's dropped down here to this 240, 238, 240 range. It climbs up into the upper 240s, 250, and then it crashes back down again. So with that in mind, plan your trade accordingly if you want to just do a quick day trade on it. ALBT, another press release. Avalon Global Care subsidiary accepted into AMD AI developer program to advance next generation media infrastructure. So that is on ALBT. GFAI announces extension of Smart Retail Solutions partnership with a major global sportswear brand. That's on GFAI. LASE receives a repeat order for optical cable laser marking system. There's no dollar amounts attached. So it could be a very small order. It could be a massive order, but there's no dollar amounts attached to that press release. That's on LASE. So we'll keep an eye on VMAR here and see where that one goes. See if we can actually make a play off of that. ALBT still hanging in there. Still hanging in there, hanging tough. What's the deal with VMAR? Nothing. It's turned into a game at this point for me. VMAR had a press release out this morning. They got 2 patents, and it was a microfloat. So I took a stab at it just based on the fact that it had good news and it was a microfloat stock, and it did go up, and I was in the money. I just wanted more. I thought it would go higher, but it kept coming down. So I sold it. When it got back down to my buy-in, I got rid of it. So I broke even. Well, then I tried it again, and I bought in when it started to go up, and right after I did, it dropped again. I thought I was buying the dip. I thought it was oversold and would go up from where it was at, but it didn't. It did a little bit, and then it came back down, and I had to sell very quickly because it dropped pretty quick, and I ended up losing a couple of pennies on it, two pennies per share. So it wasn't a huge loss. It was minuscule. And so just for the fun of it, I put in another order to try it again, only I put my order in way down low, hoping it would drop down there and pick me up. And it did. So now I'm playing it for the 3rd time, trying to make a little something out of it. Now, it's at 242 right now. I got it at 238. So I'm actually overall in the green by a penny on that stock. So I'm actually in the money on it because I broke even the first time, lost 2 pennies the second time, and now I'm up 4 pennies. So I'm up a couple of pennies on it. But it's just turned into sort of a revenge trade, if you will. It's pretty much just I'm in it for the fun of it now. Just to see if it'll pop off. And so far it's not, but that little float could boom at any moment. XPL receives positive USFS decision memo approving its Ponderosa drilling plan of operations. It's on XPL. It's for a drilling program in South Dakota. The U.S. Forest Service responded. And they're pleased to announce that. That's on XPL. It's a little 82-cent stock. It's up about 8% on that press release. It's not a huge deal. That's not a huge, but you know, we'll see how the market responds to it. It's got a 69 million public float, so it's got pretty high float. So it's not the most ideal setup there, but could run up over $1 on that. ALBT, let's go back and look at that one. It's back up 140%. Could we get it over 150%? Boy, that'd be something. Chris, 70 cents to 120. Nice trade. Nice trade, Chris. ALBT up 145, 147. We might break 150%. That GFAI that I mentioned, it's up about 12%. BGL announces a $10 million strategic pipe investment from Hudson Dunes at $4 a share. Current price $246. It's on BGL. Blue Gold is the name of the company. A $10 million strategic pipe investment at $4 a share. Current price $246. So you would expect that to go up a little bit on that news. 13 million public float. So really, really nice float on that one. Chile, 113 to 125 on ALBT. Boy, VMAR is not going anywhere, is it? We're going to get tired of sitting on this one, I think. I think we might get tired of sitting on that. We'll see who gives up first. Everybody that bought some of that down there with me, we'll see which one of us gives up first. It says, to heck with this thing, man. It's not moving. I'm out. I'm done. I don't like locking up capital on stocks that they're not moving. They're not going anywhere. You're not down, but it's not moving. That can be a waste of good capital. ALBT back up 147%. Come on, baby, get up over 150. Break that 150. EDSA trying so hard to go back up. ONMD. OneMed partners with Vayu Health to enhance autoimmune data set scale, accelerating reoccurring revenue from life sciences and AI customers. That's on ONMD. 16 million public float. Come on, VMAR. Give us that big, huge micro float push all the way back to about 290. Wouldn't that be sweet? Thursday has turned out to not be a horrible trading day so far. Not too horrible yet. All right. What about Curex? What's Curex doing? We haven't looked at Curex in a minute. Curex ain't doing anything. RXT trying again. RXT is trying to push back up. Oh, let's see. Let's take a look at our BGL. BGL, nice, slow, steady climb. Wicked up really big when that news came out, from 220 to 302 very quickly in the first 1 minute candle. And then it pulled back. It pulled back all the way to 216 on the second candle, all the way back down again. So we've gone from 216 now back to 264 on that BGL. That's the one that had the $10 million private placement pipe investment at $4 a share. Terry, good morning. Yeah, we had 150% runner, buddy. ALBT. VMAR's coming back down again. It's down to 240. It might come back down to my 238, and then I'll have to sell again. All right. H Hertz. Looks like Hertz Rental, HTZ, looks like they missed earnings per share of minus 63 cents, missing by 11 cents. Revenue of $2.2 billion, which beats by 100 million. But stock price is in the dirt. All right, I guess we're going to be in another holding pattern here until the 9 o'clock news. Jeff Brands enters into a channel partner agreement with Sensor Tech to deliver AI-driven RF spectrum intelligence solutions in Mexico. It's on Jeff Brands, JFBR. It's a micro float, but nobody likes Jeff Brands. BGL 241 to 262 for Hollywood. Good trade. Yeah, I steer clear of Jeff Brands. That stock's gotten me a couple times, so I stay away from it. And it was my own fault, honestly. It wasn't the stock's fault. It was my fault, but just a matter of principle. Oh gosh. ALBT still up 130%. It's hanging on. It's really trying. let's see, AEHL. Yeah, the couple of times that I took a loss on Jeff Brands, I was in the money at some point during the trade, and I didn't sell. I expected that it would go a lot higher than it did, and I got stubborn and held too long. And that one, when it drops, it drops. It dropped quick. ONMD, partnering with Viu Health. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Let's go look at it. Already gave you that one, but we'll see if it's moving. It moved up a little bit. Not doing anything real dramatic. It's up above VWAP a little bit. RSI is pretty high. It's dropping, but RSI is a little high. AEHL. AEHL. Antelope Enterprise Holdings Limited launches Genius Plana, structured digital asset management strategy amid the BTC market. Well, wish I knew more about crypto to get a better handle on that kind of news, but I can still watch price movement and volume. Now let's go back and look at RXT. Hope you guys haven't given up on RXT just yet. It's still trying. We hit $1.82, $1.89. See what it looks like on the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart. Yeah, not terrible. That pullback was pretty ugly, but it bounced right off of VWAP. Every time it dropped, it bounced right off of VWAP. So it's hugging VWAP pretty close on its drops. Is RXT currently in its conference call? There's a conference call going on RXT apparently. Now that AEHL that I gave you, Antelope Enterprise Holding launches the Genius Plana structural digital asset management strategy amid the BTC market. That one moving up. For everybody that knows anything about crypto, I guess you might have been interested in that one, but it is trying to move up right now. It's up 21%. BGL 243 to 263 for Beach Bum. Good trade. Good trade. Very good trade. ALBT still trying, still hanging in there. I really want that to go over 150%. We'll see if this AEHL pops anymore. $66, $68. Might take a run at $1. Who knows? Who knows? ALBT, come on. 145, 147%. Break 150. Come on, baby. Break over that 127. Come on. Looks like we had a previous high of 135. I've got it on the 5-minute chart now. 149%. Come on. You can hit 150. 149.9. Can't get much closer to 150 than that. 149.9. Mike, hang on just a minute. Let me throw that at you. There you go, Mike. I just posted the Discord link for you. Click on that. It should take you in there. AEHL still trying to climb. We'll see if it'll test that 70 cents and get up there. It's at 67 at the moment. What do my eyes see on AEHL? Did we just wick to 98 cents? Oh my goodness. What did I tell you? Holy smokes. That was beautiful. Now we just need ALBT to give us one of those. And VMAR. For all of us crazy, nutty people that took VMAR down there at the bottom. Come on. AEHL. Come on, push up, push up, push up. Where are we at here with RXT? Looks like we've pulled back here to 178. Wonder which one of these is going to be the big runner today. ALBT's already given us a really good run. All right, we got 2.5 minutes and we'll get the 9 o'clock press releases. And then we'll say goodbye to Traveling Trade Adventures folks. Get back to our Zoom meeting in progress. We start Zoom at 6:45 in the morning, Eastern time. And I put my pre-market scanner up at 4 o'clock in the morning when pre-market first starts. I'm up early enough to get that up on the screen so you can pop into Zoom and see the pre-market scanner and see what's moving in pre-market, see where the volume's all at and all that stuff. So we start that at 4 a.m. and then I don't go live until 6:45. And we just do pre-market. We're on till market opens at 9:30. And then we go back on Zoom again at 4 o'clock and we try to do after hours trading because we get press releases in after hours as well. All right, looks like AEHL is getting pulled down off of that big, huge spike there. That was crazy. RXT is getting pulled down. Looks like it. See if it'll bounce off of VWAP again. VMAR, good old VMAR back to 245. AEHL 65 to 98 for Chase. Nicely done. Wow. Nicely done. 65-cent entry. Not bad. Okay, we've got a couple stocks coming off of reverse splits today. We'll start trading on a new reverse split numbers. Before we get to that, though, let's see what else we got popping up here at 9 o'clock. Ooh, ELPW. Traded that one a couple days ago. $7 million public offering. Stock's down 56%. Upcoming conference, investors conference. It's down 60% now. Ouch. They're doing an offering, 21 million shares at 32 cents. And the current price is 11. Now 12. So it may bounce from here. Might look at ELPW for a bounce. Offering at 32 cents. Price is 12 cents. It dropped way below the offering price, so it may get a little bit of a bounce. Maybe not all the way back to 32, but you may be able to scalp some money off of that. But patience is key. Got to wait till it's done dropping. Let it drop for a while. So we've got a couple stocks coming off of reverse splits. Femy. Before we do that, Femy, F-E-M-Y. Femices announced FemBlock, permanent birth control, has achieved MDSAP certification, advancing their global market access. It's a 58-cent stock. I recall that product, that FemBlock, they're calling it. It's a permanent birth control. Let's see. Okay, we've got ZSL coming off a reverse split this morning. So it'll be trading at a new price and a new float. CRCA, that one's coming off a reverse split as well. So really low floats probably on both of those. If you look at the current price, it'll show you that they're up like 800% or 900%. They're not really up that high. It's just the adjustment from the reverse split that threw them up, and scanners just haven't caught up to the new price yet. All right. Well, that's it. That was the only press releases we got. Femy at 9 o'clock, F-E-M-Y. It's up a couple of pennies on the press release. That ELPW that I told you about was down around 12 cents and told you to watch for the bounce there. It's back up to 14.5. Now it's pulling back just a little bit, but potential bounce on that one, given that the offering was up at 32 cents. All right. You guys have a great day. Traveling Trade Adventures. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate you watching the videos. And we're going to get some new content coming. And always keep in mind that it's not just about stock trading on Traveling Trade Adventures. Stock trading is just something we do extra. The channel is primarily about travel, RV lifestyle, and destinations. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:45. God bless.